Alan McCauley at Prayed Up in Syracuse, New York. And we're talking about resentment and weight. And this next article talks about releasing resentment. And I really enjoyed this article because she talks about going on a blind date, and this perfectly nice guy says, "Can I kiss you goodnight?" And she said, "Yes." Then he kissed her goodnight, and she got all mad about it. She's like, "Oh, you kissed me goodnight, blah, 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 blah." And then she was resentful. He asked her, she said okay, and then she writes, "This perfectly inoffensive man had acquired a downright unpleasant aura in my mind. Couldn't he read that I wasn't interested? Why did he ask me for a kiss? Why did he pull me in for a second kiss? Oh, how I resented him." And then she really, really thought about it. And what she thought was, I've allowed him to go just a tad further than I wanted, but he didn't do anything wrong. He was a perfect gentleman, and he'd be horrified to know his advances weren't wanted. That moment, it became clear to her that resentment isn't anger with someone else at all. Resentment is anger with oneself misdirected at someone else through the lens of victimhood. Poor me. Poor, poor me. I work so hard. I try so hard. I'm so unappreciated. Then you go down that pity path. And the pity path is littered with Snickers wrappers. I'm telling you that right now. When you're trained to be a people pleaser, and most of us are, we live in a people pleasing society. God forbid we say we're pro-life out in public. We might get stoned like in the Old Testament. We just have to be people pleaser, be politically correct. Don't say things that might be offensive. And I'm not saying go out and be offensive, but we sometimes play the victim, and that doesn't lead to happiness, and that doesn't lead to empowerment. So often we get angry at people, but we can't change them. We can only change ourselves and our reaction to what's happening. I wasn't mad about that lady on the beach. I actually found it kind of amusing that she was so concerned about my beard. I thought it was, really? That's what you're all worried about is my beard? How funny, you know? And when you look at it almost like an amusing circumstance, it's less likely that you'll feel sorry. I could have let it ruin, oh, maybe I shouldn't be drinking this beer. Maybe I shouldn't. And I had planned for it. I made a date with that beer, and I was keeping that date. Also, when we work on making changes on ourselves and learn to set boundaries, so you babysit for your daughter, and then afterwards you say, "Hey, can we talk for a minute? You're so important to me, and I love these kids more than I love life itself. But I want to set some boundaries, because Thursday night is sacred. 6 to 7, I take care of myself. I sit at my table, even work. I had a person who the boss was always saying, "Can you stay? Can you stay?" And they wouldn't know, couldn't say no. And finally one day she went to her boss and said, "I love this job. I love working for you. I will work overtime Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, on the weekend. You call, and I just love this job. But Thursday nights are kind of sacred to me. From 6 to 7, I go to a meeting. It's like a meeting at my church." Just mentioned church. The second you mention church, you're like, whoa, okay. And Bob, the guy where Bob works with doesn't know he's going to a weight loss group. He's saying, "I'm going to church." They call him the deacon now. That's his nickname at work, deacon, you know? You don't have to tell him all your business, but you say, "Thursdays are kind of sacred to me." I do that when I go on a job interview. A job interview, when I went to my last 3 job interviews over the past 10 years, I said, "I will work overtime, I will work at weekends, but Thursday nights are sacred to me. Thursday nights I have something at my church. Okay. All right. If you say, "I'm going to a weight loss group," all right. All right. Also, I already said that. Resentment is anger with yourself misdirected at someone else through the lens of victimhood. I want to be fit, but I don't want to pull myself away from other things and get to the gym. If only my boyfriend would go to the gym with me, it's all his fault. Or if only my husband would drive me to the gym. And then you take your problem and you put it on someone else and you resent them when you really have to take it on yourself. 100% responsibility is on you. you. And the next thing I want to talk about is food resentment, because I have it. I'm better. I am so much better at it. But I was afraid of food. I resented food. You go to a big party and there's all this stuff, and I'm like, why? Why is there all that food there? Why? I resent it. Why can't there just be like lettuce and carrot sticks? Why does it have to be hunk or donuts and cupcakes with frosting this thick? Why? We think that food makes us fat. Food's everywhere. We think food is good, food is bad, food's controlling my life. We feel sorry for ourselves because we can't eat, and we assume everyone else is. We assume everyone's eating whatever they want but us. Poor me. We feel deprived. We feel like, poor me. I've had such a rough day. Just this once, I'm going to have brownies with ice cream on it and heat it up first, the brownies, and then put the ice cream on it, and then it's going to melt. Maybe I'll put chocolate syrup on the top. Maybe hot fudge. Because I had a bad day. And then all of a sudden you're 70 and you had a heck of a lot of bad days, girlfriend. But you're 50 pounds overweight. Look at turning your thinking around. Food is to make us healthy. Food is to get us going in the morning. And why should we resent food? Why should we resent eating healthy? Do we resent brushing our teeth? Does anyone say, why? Why? Why do I have to brush my teeth? Why do I have to floss and go to the dentist? I resent it. Does anyone say, showers? Why do I have to take a shower? Why can't I stink and wear the same clothes over and over and over again? We don't resent that. We need to look at food as an adventure. Stopping right there, Bobby.